Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Shouts out to all of those who are always tuning in. I don't really want to say that. All right, here we go. 1, 2, and 3. Yo, welcome back to the channel. I am glad that you guys have tuned in for another episode on my channel, on my YouTube channel. It's always fun. It's always cool to make these episodes and try to build I guess like content around making video mixed with photo. It's always slightly a challenge. It's not a natural muscle for me to flex, but it's always fun to kind of get better and better. And one quick thing though, this episode, most of the video is shot with my new Fuji X-T30. Grabbed this little bad boy so I could kind of upgrade my video quality for client work and also just for YouTube channel as well, just to kind of bump it up from the iPhone. It was getting a little old, need the quality to look a little bit crispier. And there's also some mix of clips with the Leica SL2. I'll label those clips if that helps you guys. But with all that said, let's get into this trip. And so this episode, this trip dates back, kind of the idea of this trip dates back probably about a year. Me and my boy Mark, who is Moods by Mark on Instagram. Obviously, he's been on this channel a couple times. Anyway, all that to say, about a year ago, we kind of had this idea to travel and to like do a photo trip somewhere. And this past summer, we went up to the Hamptons, and I'll link that episode up here as well. And we hung out there. And after that, after hanging out in the Hamptons for a day and shooting and doing the whole thing, we really wanted to take it to a landscape or a location that wasn't so accessible, somewhere we had to get on a plane and venture off. And so we landed on San Francisco, and couldn't be happier. Mark hadn't been to San Francisco in ages, and I hadn't been in a few years, so this was like long overdue for me. And I personally have a deep like affinity for San Francisco. To me, it's just a beautiful, beautiful city that I wish I lived in, that I could spend like a month at a time there and just like photograph and just walk around and explore all the different unique neighborhoods and landscapes that surround San Francisco. It's just super breathtaking. But again, we'll get into all that as we make our way through. All right, so we get to San Francisco I think Monday afternoon, and this time of year sunset's pretty early, so we had just enough time to rush to our hotel, drop our bags off, change clothes, throw cameras on, pack up for gear and everything, and head out for a really cool photo walk in Outer Sunset. So get to Outer Sunset, and we're hanging out with a gang of San Francisco photographers, all really cool peeps, like shooting film, digital, just the work. Like everybody's creating really beautiful work. So our intent was basically to start in Outer Sunset, explore that neighborhood, and then make our way to Sunset Beach, which kind of bleeds into that neighborhood. You just basically walk across the street and you're on the beach, which is and finish the photo walk for Sunset Beach. After that, we wrap it. The night's over, and it's pretty much time to just head back to the hotel and gear up for the next day, which was Mount Tam for sunrise. And this was definitely, for me personally, my favorite part of the trip. Mount Tam is, if you're not familiar, Google it. I'm sure most of you are, though, because it's a IG hotspot, for lack of better terms. But I mean, just going up there, man, it's really an unreal place place. And the fact that some of these places exist on this earth, and let alone in the USA, just can really blow your mind. And just the peace, the beauty, the landscape, the how high you are, the fact that you're above the clouds, it's unreal. Like, again, if you find yourself in San Francisco, try to carve out some time to head up to Mount Tam. I find it almost therapeutic just being up there. Through Mount Tam for about 2 to 3 hours, hung out up there, caught sunrise, and then of course as the sun came, really high, we kind of phased out and moved on. But all that to say, is super beautiful. And then after that, we headed back to the city to make more photographs. This is where I have to jump in, because I don't find out till later on in this trip, but I did want to mention that there will be no Leica M8 photos whatsoever in this episode, and that's because the SD card in that camera decided to crash, I guess, and disintegrate all the photos. It was so hateful. Like, why? Anyway, I replaced it, and I'm up and running. It's good. It's fine. But it's super devastating. I'm sure we've all been there, of, whether it was a film that you lost or something went wrong, you shot a whole blank roll, or SD card issues, or shit. I mean, I know some dudes out there, got their shit stole. So, like, I mean, look, we all been there, but man, did that hurt. Because I shot most of my personal work on this trip with the M8, so I lost pretty much everything, but I kept the Q as kind of the backup camera, so I still had some stuff kind of everywhere we went, just a little bit. But I did want to bring that up and mention that. All right, now for a quick little commercial break. All right, y'all, so on this trip, Mark has been shooting with the Zeiss 35 f2 Biogon, which I usually keep on the M8, but since he has the adapter for M-body lenses, he slapped it onto his SL2S. SL2S. And yeah, what's your thoughts on it, bro?
I think shooting with the 35 you lent me, well, thank you first of all.
It's ridiculous.
It's been pretty solid. I like shooting 35. I don't normally shoot 35. I usually have the 50 Summicron on this, so I'm used to shooting like M-glass on it, but 35 was really nice. It was solid for video, solid for photo. The edges kind of got a little wonky when I was going down on the f-stop, but overall everything else was super sharp. Colors were really nice, and yeah, I don't know, I fuck with it. I think I'm gonna cop one for myself.
Yeah, he's already trying to buy one before he even gets back to New York.
I know, I was trying to get that shipped out right away.
Oh, but then he also shot some video with the lens on there, so I'll throw that footage up for you guys who care about that. But yeah, we're just gonna do some more of these like stop in and like chats throughout this episode, so I hope you guys enjoy it.
Peace.
All right, y'all. So the last scene that we kind of was able to explore, which was a bus, it was a bus, but it was still nice to chase, right? So We wanted to do Sunrise one more time. And this time we mapped out Baker Beach as the place. We wanted to do something with the Golden Gate Bridge because we didn't photograph it, and it would have been nice to get some extra, elements involved. So we landed on Baker Beach. And boy, was it foggy. All right, y'all. So that will be it for this week's episode. I really hope y'all enjoyed it. It was a ton of fun being out there in San Francisco, exploring with Mark. And while we're at it, give Mark a follow. He is Moves by Mark on Instagram. I'll put his link to that in the description below. And I'll put my link in the description below if you want to follow me on Instagram as well. It's Marky_Mark13. All that to say, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next week. Peace.